Hello there folks, Spunky Cook here, aka your Lonely Achievement Guide, continuing our From 0 to 1000 achievement hunting series for Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, the anniversary edition that released on the Xbox. If you've been following along with me, this is the continuation of our spoiler-full playthrough. So those of you that are looking for a spoiler-free version, you will have to check the description of the video where I've dropped a link to both text walkthroughs that I made, one that accompanies the spoiler full version that we're following, and a spoiler free one as well that is on my website. So both of those should be in the description of the video if you are looking for them, but otherwise we have finished our first school mode playthrough, and you should be at 31 out of 38 achievements left. The 7 we have left are for having 999 coins. If you have... I'm just going to get in here just to show. If you have been following along with me, you should be at 809 if you didn't have to get any more gifts. Don't worry about it too much. If you did have to use some coins, you can just do another grinding session later on if you have to. But at the end of this next school mode playthrough, we'll get another 200 coins, and that'll get us up to 999. We're actually going to run into the school store here and just drop 10 coins in, just to get 10 more items, so we're down to 799 because we have no more use for the coins. If you're already below 799, don't bother going into the school store and taking care of them. We need to collect every present, so we'll continue to work on that through this Mono Mono machine and through doing the school mode endings. We need to shoot 100 and 500 white noise lines for 2 achievements. We'll worry about that later. We need to purchase every gallery item. We'll also worry about that later. And then we have the achievement for getting every other achievement. So what we're going to do, again, real quick, jump into the school store. And go ahead once again and put in 10 different single coins to get down to 799. This way, when we finish our school mode playthrough and get the 200 coins, we're not losing any of them. 999 is the cap, so if we were to get 200 coins right now, we'd just go to 999 instead of 1006. So it's not a big deal, but every coin matters, so we're gonna just do this for... It'll only take a minute or two to put 10 coins in. Again, if you've already dropped below 799, don't worry about doing this. It's not that big of a deal. We're going to be jumping straight into our second school mode playthrough here. Nothing extracurricular before we move on. So... once we get to 799, we'll start our second school mode playthrough, and it's going to go pretty similarly to the first one, but I'll cover that in a bit more detail once we get there. It doesn't matter too much if you get new items. Hopefully you do, but if you don't, again, not that big of a deal. Once you get down to 799, excuse me, we're going to back out now. And we'll save over the save slot we made. And now we're going to select school mode and make sure you select continue. And it'll bring us to the first message, and we can skip the tutorial, so do that, of course. Unless you forgot, maybe it's been months since you went through your first playthrough, you need a refresher, feel free to go through. But if you're just jumping straight back, you don't need to go through the tutorial again. So we're going to skip the opening. It'll bring us right to day 1 and the action menu. So a couple of things before we go any further. The Monokumas are your priority on this playthrough. We're not going to be skipping them like we did on the first playthrough. The reason being, we are attempting to get 5 more of our classmates' school mode endings, which means we need all of the trip tickets that Monokuma gives us for completing his Monokumas. So, we have to make sure we're prioritizing the Monokuma parts. Every time we get a new Monokuma, the Monokuma should be your priority. Except to start here. So, to start, we're going to split all of our classmates up to try to focus on the Coke bottle glasses again, the item that reduces the HP loss from searching. With that first Monokuma, we're going to focus on that and the Coke bottle glasses. If we finish the Coke bottle glasses, we're going to focus on the Monokuma, and vice versa. If we finish the Monokuma, we're going to focus on the Coke bottle glasses. If we get both of them finished, we're going to start work on the other 5 tools, the Ancient Compendium, blah, 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 that give you double materials, along with working on the Monokumas. Once we get those done, we'll start working on building up our mom's warm milk, and if you still need cleaning maestros, you're going to work on those. If you don't, then you can ignore the cleaning maestros and work entirely on cheat sheets. And that's basically what the focus of the playthrough is going to be. Do all the Monokumas, do the Coke bottle glasses, the 5 tools, mom's warm milk, and cheat sheets. For the entirety of our playthrough, really. That's all we're going to be doing. For free time, we're going to be working on Byakuya, Celeste, Chihiro, Hifumi, and Junko for trips. We have 58 total free time sessions and trip tickets for completing all of the Monokumas, but we only need 50, so there is room for you to make a mistake or two. I still recommend following that saving pattern that I told you to do before. Obviously, if you're taking someone who has an imperfect room, you should save every day, but if you're taking someone with a perfect room, save every, 5 hangouts or whatever. That way you can go back if you do screw something up. But you do have some wiggle room here, so it's not the end of the world if you miss a trip ticket day. You'll just have to push everything back a day on your schedule if you're following along with me. So, let's go ahead and move in. Just to clarify, there are 58 free time sessions, and you require 10 to get a classmate's ending, which means you can't get 6 classmates in one playthrough, unfortunately. That's why we need 4 in total. For cleaning, you should have been able to get your 2 cleaners to level 9. If you didn't, that's going to be the first priority after you get the tools done. Otherwise, we'll work on the cheat sheets. If you do have cleaners, like even as low as level 7, keep an eye on them. The 2 of them at level 7 should be okay to keep your head above water, but if you have to put a 3rd person cleaning, do it. Obviously, we covered that it's much easier, or much better to lose a person for a day to search than it is to have everyone stop searching to have to clean. So just kind of, you have to know your own levels and what you're capable of doing with the classmates' levels you have. So if you're at 8 or 9, you're fine to let your 2 cleaners just cover everything on their own. If you're at, level 7s, then you might want to have a 3rd person help clean to start off until you can get the cleaning maestros to boost them up to level 9. Or even level 8. At level 8, you should be able to tread water and keep the school clean. These first few Monokumas are going to be the most frustrating. As I said, hopefully I said this anyways, the tools don't carry over, so we have to remake them for every school mode playthrough. And trying to juggle making those tools with making the Monokumas and having the reduced HP at the beginning is the most frustrating portion of these playthroughs. So if you really are getting worried, you can use the save load thing that I mentioned to save before you search to make sure you get the items you need. But again, you do have some wiggle room here. Just make sure that the Monokumas are your priority. You cannot miss a Monokuma or you will miss one of the classmate endings, and you'll have to push them back. Now, granted, you have some wiggle room. Our 4th school mode playthrough is only going to have 3 classmates, so if you do royally screw up one of your classmates, you could just tack them on to your 4th playthrough. If you really want to do that, that's up to you, but you don't need to. You should be able to get all the Monokumas completed just fine. So, starting off with our Monokuma Casanova, as we always do, we need the bag of screws, the wrench, the chisel, the marble slab, the aluminum can, and then the pen light and the tree branch in order to do the Coke bottle glasses as well. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to have our cleaners work in the classroom, and you're going to spread everyone else out however you want among those classes. So we need the class, the physics lab, the art room, the garden, the data center, and the music lab. So what I recommend doing is just moving whoever you want where. The difference in numbers is actually rather negligible, so worrying about it isn't really worth it. I'm going to keep a few extra people in the classroom simply because for the next 2 days we're going to have them search in the class, and then they'll take over in the 3 HP rooms once our 3 HP rooms searchers run out of HP. So your layout should look similar to this. Again, your cleaners should work in the class, so if you have a third cleaner that you need to add in, have them search the class as well. But once you have everyone set in these specific rooms, go ahead and start searching for the day. And once again, we're going to work on trip tickets. So we have to use Byakuya next, and he does not have a perfect room, which means we have to save every time we do this until we get what we need. This is very frustrating. So go ahead and teleport to him using the headshot. We're going to save in a new slot here. We're going to talk to him. We need to spend a trip ticket, and we're going to take him to the dining hall. Now, the dining hall has 2 potential conversation options that can give you a +1. They are want something to drink and what should we talk about, and the affirmation is, or the trigger happy heart event is fire affirmation at he and I live in different worlds. So I'm going to try to repeat that every time, but if we have to save load over and over again, this could be rather annoying. So take him to the dining hall. And unfortunately, we do not have any of the dialogue options we need. So go ahead and pick one. And the second text pops up, you can hit the X button, go into your system, and load your save. This will bring you to the main menu of the game, and you'll have to go to school mode and hit continue. And you'll be right next to Byakuya again, and we have to repeat the process until we get one of those phrases we need. Again, want something to drink, what should we talk about, or fire affirmation at he and I live in different worlds. What should we talk about is here, so we'll get our +1 there. And that'll move us to the end of the day and to day 2. Again, we're going to focus on our Monokuma and Coke bottle glasses, so we need to make sure that we don't have, or we haven't finished an item so that we could pull someone out of a room and move them somewhere else. So Monokuma gave us an item, so we're actually gonna save that today. We're not gonna use it quite yet. So let's go in here. We got our bag of screws. We don't have enough overall, though. We need 12 in total, so we can't get out of the class. We don't have enough tree branches. We didn't get any pen lights. We need 1 Greek statue, but we did not get the marble slab we need. We did get aluminum cans, so we may be able to leave the data center. I think the data center is the only room we can abandon. So let's go into set tasks. Let me just double check here. We didn't get pen lights. We didn't get a marble slab, so we still need that. And we still need wrenches. Am I correct? No, we got enough wrenches. Do we need them for the Coke bottle glasses? No, then we're good. We have enough wrenches, So we don't need to use or go to the physics lab anymore either. So what we're going to do is we're going to move our 2 cleaners, or 3 cleaners if you have 3, over to clean. We're going to move the people in the data center to the other 2 3 HP rooms. We'll move anyone that was in the physics lab to the art room because we still need that. And we'll leave the other 3 in the classroom because we still need more bags of screws. And that is good to go. So we'll go ahead and start searching. And I'm going to be less and less, specific with what we're doing. We know what we're doing at this point. Let's go to Byakuya. We'll save and try to get that +1 option. And I actually should have saved in a new slot there. I didn't. That's my bad. Not that big of a deal, though. We'll go to the dining hall. Once again, fire affirmation at he and I live in different worlds and look for want something to drink and what should we talk about. And we don't have it, so we're going to have to reload the save. And this is where it gets a little frustrating. Also with the Trigger Happy Heart events, this can be frustrating, but more so with the people that don't have a perfect room. Because if you get unlucky, you could have to make 20 or 30 trips before you get the 10 you need. So again, fire affirmation at he and I live in different worlds, or want something to drink, what should we talk about? It's not here again. I did mess around with this. I attempted to see if other rooms had better, percentages of giving the +1 conversations, and it didn't really seem like they did. So, for the most part, we're just going to be going to the dining hall if there's an imperfect room, because it's the top of the list. And we still don't have the option we need, so we'll reload again. And this is where it gets very frustrating, excuse me. And it's very easy to choose the wrong conversation or option there, so be careful. And just as an object lesson, the game has decided to screw us right off the bat. There we go. Want something to drink. What should we talk about? Affirmation at he and I live in different worlds. Those are the 3 options we have. And that will give us to 2 hearts with Byakuya. Again, we'll go back to bed and wake up on day 3. Focus on the Monokuma and the Coke bottle classes. We will need to rest some people today. But we're going to go in and use some of these personal effects. So what we're going to do here, we're actually going to use our sandwiches on our cleaners so we don't have to rest them. And we'll use the Spirit Bomb on Makoto just to keep him up. Again, that's going to be kind of a personal preference. Maybe you didn't even get a Spirit Bomb. If you did get any HP items, use them. My bad. We need to go into construct, see what we have. Do we have enough to make a Greek statue? We do, and we can make our Casanova. So we're going to make it right off the bat here, and now we need to focus on the bag of screws and the tree branch. So we need people in the garden, and we need people in the classroom. So what we're going to do is we're going to rest anyone who is blue. We're going to put the 3 people we had working in the classroom in the garden. And everyone else is going to go to the class. If you have anyone who is, purple, send them to the garden as well, or wherever you need them. That says how I'm handling it. So we have 5 people resting. We should be good to go. Day 3, back to Byakuya. Hopefully we get a little more lucky. But it does serve very well as an object lesson of how frustrating this can be. I'm going to make a new save slot here because I didn't do that last time. Use a trip ticket, dining hall, again, affirm he and I live in different worlds, want something to drink, what should we talk about? Oh, for crying out loud. Sorry about that, that's my own frustration pressing the B button when I shouldn't have. If this works for you, it may not take very long at all. The first time I went through this, I'm pretty sure it didn't take more than 5 trips to get his entire 10 hearts. Again, this is ridiculous. Now, I could cut all of these out, but I personally hate when people make achievement guides and they say, oh yeah, it's just gonna be an hour-long completion, or you know, they put up an achievement guide for something and the video is 15 minutes long and you're like, oh sweet, I can get this done in 15 minutes. And then you find out that they cut out an hour of grinding or something like that. That's always bothered me. So I'm going to keep all of this in. What should we talk about? Want something to drink, affirmation that he and I live in different worlds if the THHE does pop up for you. This gets us to 3 hearts. And we'll see if we got enough to finish our glasses. We may have. And we did, so we're going to make those. And now we need to focus on the tools again. Just like before, we have the class, the kitchen, library, physics lab, art room, nurse's office, garden, data center, and music room. However, we've already done a bit of searching in some of these rooms, so some of these items we may not need anymore. So we're going to go over here. We do still need 2 more music scores, so we're going to have to go back to the music room. What is it that we need? We need the Greek statue, steering wheel, and welder. Whoops, sorry about that. We need 5 welders, and we need 1 more metal plate to do that. We have all of the rubber hoses that we need, so I think we can cut out the garden. Because if I remember correctly, we got all the Venus flytraps we need as well. So the garden can be cut out for us. But I'm pretty sure we need just about everything else. So again, if you got any HP restore items, feel free to jump in and use them. We're going to have our blue people rest. And we're going to have everyone else kind of move around. We'll put 1 person in the music room, 1 person in the data center. We don't need anyone in the garden. We'll put someone, Makoto, in the nurse's office. We'll get someone in the art room. We'll get someone in the physics lab, the library, and then we'll put someone in the classroom. And we have our cleaners, we have everyone else where they need to be, and we're going to move on with the day's activities. Again, we gotta go with Byakuya. Hopefully we get a little bit luckier with our hangouts here. Remember to save every time. You don't have to make a new slot every time. Just try to make a save slot when you first start. Again, affirmation at he and I live in different worlds. Want something to drink. What should we talk about? This is ridiculous. I swear, I went through this game to make this guide, and none of the... I wasn't this unlucky in any of the 14 classmates when we went through. When I went through on my own. But now that I'm recording, I think we've had 7 or 8 bad trips. Want something to drink? What should we talk about? Fire affirmation at he and I live in different worlds. That'll get us to 4 hearts with Byakuya, and we're almost halfway done. Go back to the room. It'll be day 5, and again, prioritize your Monokuma. If you haven't made it, make the Coke bottle glasses if you haven't, and then work on the other 5 tools. This is the last day to search for your Monokuma, so I recommend making a save here. You can set people to search where you need to and then save. That way, if you don't get the items you need, you can reload the save. But it has to be made tomorrow. If you do not make it, you can't keep up with the rest of the trips in the guide. So prioritize the Monokuma first, then the Coke bottle glasses and these other tools. We have enough to make the secret book of poems. We can make one of the Greek statues, but we still need more stuff from the art room. I don't think we need the data center anymore then. The welder is done, and we need box cutters. So let me just take a look here again. We need the sci-fi novel, which is in the library. We need the small light bulb, which is the nurse's office. We need the art room, and we need the library. Box cutter is also in the library or the data center, so we might use the data center then. Iron plate is in the physics lab, so that's stupid of me then. We shouldn't have left the physics lab. We need wrenches, which are in the physics lab. And then we need, what did I say for the steering wheels? The box cutter, which are in the library or the data center. So we only need the data center. I think the data center is a good idea. So we'll send a couple of our healed people up to the data center, and we're going to switch everyone else around to these 4 rooms. We'll put him in the library. We don't need anyone in the kitchen. I don't know why I did that. We'll move him to the nurse's office. Okay, good to go. Again, make sure that you can make that Monokuma. This is the point of no return at this point. So, last day, well, not entirely, unfortunately, but the last trip ticket we have will be used today. We'll get more for finishing the Monokuma. So again, go to Byakuya, make a save. But as I said, we have 8 days that, you know, mistakes can be made and we can still finish. But as you saw already, we've used all 8 up. Like, we've save loaded enough times that we would already have used up our 8 extra days, which is why I recommend saving. So again, fire affirmation at he and I live in different worlds if that pops up, or want something to drink, or what should we talk about, and that'll bring us to 5 hearts with Byakuya. We're halfway through. Just a reminder that you should check Monokuma to make sure that the hearts are going up, and I'll do that once we get to our free time on day 6. So just make sure that you can make the Monokuma. As I said, if you can't, you need to reload your previous save that I told you to make on the previous day so that you can try to make it. But we have a 1 in the column, so we're going to back out. And he'll give us some trip tickets for finishing the Monokuma and give us a new one. Now, your Monokuma will be different than mine. You are going to have to split up your searching for different parts than I am, more than likely. So we need to figure out what we need. We need pi calculators, microchips, and binary converters. So we need 5 of the pi calculator, and we need more light bulbs, unfortunately. Pi calculator, 5 microchips, and 3 binary converters. Well, we have enough for that. We can also make a pectoral harness, so we're going to do that. And we can make 2 more steering wheels, and that gives us, we just need wrenches for that. We didn't get the chisels we needed, that's sad. We still need notebooks, light bulbs. So we still need the art room and the library. And the nurse's office. The class. The physics lab. The class. And the nurse's office. Okay, so hopefully I remember this. Makoto's gonna rest. I think everything we need are in the less HP rooms. So what we're going to do is just kind of swap everyone around here. Let's have you and you go to the class, and everyone else should be spread out equally here. Go ahead and we'll start searching now. I'm sorry, I know this isn't as exciting as our first playthrough, which was a little simpler and easier to follow. We got more trip tickets, so we can continue hanging out with Byakuya, unfortunately. This is halfway through, so I'm going to make a new save. Oh, and unfortunately, I forgot to show you, but double check that Monokuma's hearts are going up for Byakuya, and when you hop in, you'll see a little heart. I don't know if it's like a watch or something like that, just a medal next to Aoi's character there, sprite. That means we got her school mode ending. So, but you can see we're getting the 5 hearts with Byakuya, so everything's going well for us, and we'll just jump in and work on another trip. Again, fire affirmation at he and I live in different worlds. Want something to drink? What should we talk about? And every time I see that Sakura pops up, I know that we have to reload. And it is frustrating. I would say it's about half and half. I think like 7 of the classmates have perfect rims and 7 don't. I don't remember the exact number off the top of my head. Unfortunately, it's not all of them have perfect rims. So we have want something to drink here, otherwise you should look for what should we talk about, or firing affirmation at he and I live in different worlds. And this will get us to 6 hearts, and we'll move on to day 7. Day 7 is our first day off. That means we have 2 straight free time sessions to use on Byakuya. And you'll have to save before each one. So go ahead and save. Trip ticket to the dining hall. And again, fire affirmation at he and I live in different worlds. Want something to drink. What should we talk about? We do have the Trigger Happy Heart event here. So again, we're going to be getting the affirmation truth bullet. And then we're going to fire it when he says he and I live in different worlds. I don't remember which statement it is. There it is. And once you fire at that, you'll get your Trigger Happy Heart event. Again, make sure that you know whether you have gotten it with your person. Or if you got conversation, look for want something to drink or what should we talk about. And that'll get you to 7 hearts. At the very least, we got the Trigger Happy Heart event on my run, so I don't have to save and load at the end until we get it, which is nice. So we'll make another save here. With imperfect people, I really hope that the Trigger Happy Heart event triggers a lot. But again, fire affirmation at he and I live in different worlds. Want something to drink. What should we talk about? Unfortunately, we do not have any of those options, so we have to load our save. Yada, yada, yada. So much fun. Like, I could tell you to just do like a 5th or 6th playthrough if you don't want to bother save loading. But as you can see, we've already lost probably 12 free time sessions not getting the +1. So there's no guarantee on how long it could take you if you just tried to do this legit every day. Now, granted, you could pick the half heart options, and that would always give you some level up, but then you're looking at 20 days out of your 50 for one person. Which is why we do the save loading here. It is frustrating, but long term, it's the better option. So again, fire affirmation at he and I live in different worlds. Want something to drink. What should we talk about? That'll get us to 8 hearts with Byakuya, and it'll bring us to day 8. Again, focus on your Monokuma primarily, Coke bottle glasses, the other tools. You shouldn't have the other tools done by this point, unless you get incredibly lucky. We're going to go see what we can make. We need 3 more pipe calculators and 2 more microchips. So we can make the pie calculators, and we can make the microchips, which is good. We can also make an ancient compendium. We still need light bulbs. We do need 1 more Greek statue, so let's go ahead and make that. But let's go ahead and we'll get our Monokuma made, so we don't have to worry about that. So we still need light bulbs, we still need photo albums, and we still need wrenches. So that's the physics lab, the library, and the nurse's office. So we'll put everyone in those 3 rooms. And again, our cleaners are fine where they're at. Before we start for the day, though, take a look to see if you have enough for Mom's warm milk. We haven't done much searching in the kitchen yet, so unfortunately we can't make any. It's not a bad idea to make some HP restore items for your cleaners so they don't have to rest. It's not that big of a deal. You can just sub in some other people to clean if you need to, because they only need to rest for 1 day. But once you have everyone set, go ahead and start searching. We're going to go meet with Byakuya. And unfortunately, he still does not have a perfect rim. So this is to get to our 9th heart. Hopefully. Again, fire affirmation that he and I live in different worlds, or look for want something to drink, or what should we talk about. But again, leaving all of this in so you have an accurate idea of how long it's going to take you. There we go. Want something to drink, and what should we talk about are the dialogue options, or if you get the THHE, fire affirmation that he and I live in different worlds. That'll get us to 9 hearts. And move on to day 9. Again, focus on the Monokuma. Probably have the Coke bottle glasses for sure, and some of the tools by now. But more than likely you're not done with the tools. I guess we'll see where I am at here. Got a couple of sandwiches, but we're going to hold on to those. We can make 2 of our remaining 3 tools. We also need 1 more photo album, so everyone will be searching in the library today. The other thing, again, if you are having trouble with cleaning, maybe you still only have 2 level 7 cleaners, feel free to make a long mop. The materials aren't that rare, and we've been searching in the nurse's office a lot, so we got a ton of antiseptic solution. We still need milk there, but we're good for everything else. So we just need the Monokuma photo albums, excuse me. So everyone's going to move into the library here. Everyone that doesn't need to rest, anyways. And we got 2 of them. That's all we needed for now. That is fine. This is our final day with Byakuya. So again, make sure you save. Obviously, we have to anyways. But you have to guarantee that a Trigger Happy Heart event triggers today if it hasn't already for you. So if you have not gotten that, make sure that you save and reload until you get the Trigger Happy Heart event. We'll bring him to the dining hall, and hopefully for the final time, fire an affirmation that he and I live in different worlds, or want something to drink, and what should we talk about, and of course we can't be that lucky. Of course we can't. Oop, almost saved. Don't do that. That would have been a mistake. So again, with crossing my fingers, this is the last one. Fire affirmation that he and I live in different worlds, or want something to drink, and what should we talk about? And for me, that is it. We're done with Byakuya, thankfully. That'll get us to 10 hearts. And next time you go to the free time session, just double check with Monokuma that you got him to 10 hearts. But it's going to bring us to day 10, and we should have all of our tools done today. So we're going to do a little exposition on what you should do once the tools are done. And there we go. We can make our tool. First, go into personal effects. Check on your cleaners. Just make sure they're not running out of health. As I said, everyone else can kind of rest, but your cleaners should primarily be kept up with HP items if you have them. So if we have gotten our, obviously the Monokumas are the priority. The Coke bottle glasses and the 5 material tools are our second priority. If we have all of those done, then you need to check your cleaning. If you have 2 people that are at level 9, like I do, then you don't need to worry about cleaning maestros. We just need to focus on cheat sheets. And actually, to start, we're going to do what we did in the first playthrough. We're going to move all of our people into one room and get us enough of the materials for a mom's warm milk so that we can kind of have everyone at the same HP level for the rest of the playthrough. So what we're going to do is we specifically still need milk, if I remember correctly. So we're going to go and search in the kitchen. Everyone's going to go into the kitchen here. And we're just going to have everyone search there. And hopefully that'll get us a ton of milk and aluminum cans. Perfect. Sometimes aluminum cans can be spotty in the kitchen, so... And we now have a new person to hang out with. We're going to work on Celeste. Unfortunately, Celeste also does not have a perfect room. So we'll get her headshot. Go ahead and save before we talk to her. We're going to save in a new slot here. And for Celeste, we're also going to take her to the dining hall. Her trigger happy heart event is fire affirmation at stand by my side, and we need to look for all the food here is really good, or for breakfast, Japanese style is best. And there we got all the food here is really good. So we'll get to 1 heart with Celeste and move on to day 11. So let's go into construct. We're going to make as many of the mom's warm milk as we can. We can make 6 of them, I believe. And we'll need more aluminum cans, but that's more than enough for now. Go ahead and check your everyone's health. You don't need to heal anyone right now, for me specifically. So I'm actually going to hold off on healing anyone. We're going to set our tasks, and we're going to continue moving everyone into the same room. So we're going to move everyone into the class, and then we'll skip the kitchen and go to the... we'll actually skip the library, too. We'll skip the kitchen and the library and go to the physics lab next, because we've done 2 days of focusing on those other rooms the last 2 days to get materials. And we want to build up our general materials for everything. That'll make doing the Monokumas easier. And then we can focus on the cheat sheets. Or cleaning maestros if you still need them. So again, we'll go meet with Celeste. Before we run over, we're going to double check that Byakuya went up to 10. And there he goes, shot all the way up. And Celeste is up to 1. Make a new save there. Again, I try to make a save on the first day, and then a new slot for 2 through 5, and then a new slot for 6. We're going to use our trip ticket and bring her to the dining hall. And again, affirmation at stand by my side, or all the food here is really good, and for breakfast, Japanese style is best. Once again, we're getting some better luck here. That'll get us to 2 hearts with Celeste, and will move us on to day 12. Once again, day 12 is the last day to search for materials for the Monokuma, so make a save if you need to, so that you can reload it if you don't get the items you need. The Monokumas have to be made, so make sure that you make them. We have a couple people that are passed out, but we're actually just going to use our sandwiches to build them back up, because we don't really have enough people low on HP to use one of our mom's warm milks. Obviously, if the mom's warm milk is the only thing you have to restore everyone with, feel free to use it. We can make more. Again, search for your Monokuma, all of the tools. If you don't have anything else to make, start making your laps around to every room. We're going to move everyone to the physics lab because we've done the library and the kitchen recently. But if you haven't, you'll have to do those rooms yourself. We want to do at least one run of everyone searching in all of the rooms before we start searching on the working on the cheat sheets. Again, that's just to make sure we have a buildup of materials that'll help us have to spend less time on the Monokumas later on. So, another free time, we're going to go to Celeste. And this is our last trip ticket until we finish the Monokuma. So again, affirmation at stand by my side, all the food here is really good, or for breakfast, Japanese style is best. Unfortunately, we do not have one of those options, so we're going to have to reload our save. Please, Celeste, don't be a Byakuya, please. Rather not keep having to reload 10 times per... It's quite annoying, not only for me, but for the people who are watching this video. Again, affirmation at stand by my side. All the food here is really good. For breakfast, Japanese style is best. There we go. We'll get to 3 hearts with Celeste now. Move on to day 13. We'll have to turn in our Monokuma. So, again, make sure you can make it. If not, reload an earlier save until you can. We made it, so once you have the one in the owned column, feel free to back out. And then we'll get our trip tickets, and we got a Furby. And we'll get another new Monokuma. Again, yours is probably going to be different than mine, so you'll have to focus on different items than I do. Once again, though, prioritize the Monokuma. We need 10 gas burners, and because we've been searching through the rooms regularly, we're actually going to be able to make the Monokuma right away. That's very nice for us, so we're going to make it, and we can just continue searching as we have been. We have a ton of people that need healed, so we're just going to use Mom's warm milk and get back to searching. We're going to move everyone over to the art room next, and we'll just start searching for the day. You'll notice that our level ups become much fewer now that our searching levels are up to 6 or 7, I think. Maybe even 5. Again, we'll go save in front of Celeste and use our newly found trip tickets to take her to the dining hall. Affirmation at stand by my side. All the food here is really good. For breakfast, Japanese style is best. All the food here is really good, so that'll get us to 4 hearts with Celeste. And knock on wood here. This is going a little bit easier than Byakuya's did. Day 14 is next, and again, we have the day off, so we'll have 2 more free time sessions to use on Celeste. Excuse me. So again, save in front of her. Affirmation at stand by my side, or all the food here is really good. For breakfast, Japanese style is best. That'll get us to 5 hearts with Celeste, so we're halfway there. And then we'll go back to our dorm and have to choose to hang out again for our second free time session. This is going to be for our 6th heart, so we're going to make a new save Excuse me, I almost saved over slot 30. Again, we're saving that for later on. So we're going to go all the way back up to slot 1 and save over the prologue. You're not going to need those saves anymore if you did make them. So let's go ahead and jump in. Trip ticket and dining hall. Again, affirmation, stand by my side. All the food here is really good for breakfast. Japanese style is best. Unfortunately, we did not get one of the good options, so we have to save and load. Or load. And try again, excuse me. Sorry about that. I have a lot going on. This is quite the involved guide. Use a trip ticket. We'll go to the dining room. You don't have too many step-by-step guides for, 15-hour games for this reason. So again, fire affirmation at stand by my side, or all the food here is really good for breakfast. Japanese style is best. We have that, so that'll get us to 6 hearts with Celeste and move us on to day 15. Again, for day 15, Monokuma is the priority, your tools, second priority, and then start moving your classmates from room to room, doing at least one search as an entire class in each room to try to build up your materials, and then you can start working on whatever cleaning maestros or cheat sheets you still need. So we're just going to double check. We have that. And we just need to move on to the next room, so we'll move everyone to the nurse's office. It's interesting. I mean, I guess they don't really go back to check, but I'm pretty sure that typo was in the original one. So when they released the anniversary edition, they didn't bother to go back and fix that typo. I am ignorant of, development at its core, so I don't know how easy that would have been to do, but it seems like a simple fix. Not that big of a deal, though, I suppose. Or maybe it's a cultural thing and it's actually the nurse's office. I don't know. Anyways, we'll move everyone to the next rooms. Again, Monokuma first, tools, then every room as a class before working on the other stat-up items. We're going to work on our 7th heart with Celeste. So we'll save and chat with her. Fire affirmation, stand by my side. All the food here is really good for breakfast. Japanese style is best. We got the Trigger Happy Heart event. So again, we're going to fire affirmation at stand by my side. And again, there's no penalty for letting it recycle or anything like that. You have an infinite time limit. And this is going to get us to 7 hearts with Celeste. On to day 16. Again, Monokuma should be your priority. Then any of the tools other than the mops, which aren't really necessary at this point. We don't really have anything else to worry about, so we'll move everyone off to the garden next. And then we'll go meet with Celeste again. Try to get her up to 8 hearts. And pray that we get that Trigger Happy Heart event, because it's a lot easier. The Trigger Happy Heart event is a guaranteed +1 as long as you complete it, so properly. So again, affirmation. Oh, we got it again. Affirmation at stand by my side. All the food here is really good for breakfast. Japanese style is best. I do apologize that I'm repeating that every time, but in case it works out for you, I'm repeating that so you have the right information when you load up yours. So we'll just skip ahead to the penultimate capsule statement there so that we can fire at it. And that will get us up to 8 hearts. Day 17, again, Monokuma's priority, tools, and then having everyone search in every room. But by this point, you should have all the tools done. You should have started searching in every room. We'll go hang out with Celeste. This is going to be for heart number 9. Sorry about that. I noticed a mistake. Had to correct it real quick. So again, affirmation at Stand By My Side. All the food here is really good. For breakfast, Japanese style is best. All the food here is really good, so we got that. That'll get us to 9 hearts. Move us on to day 18, and this will be the last day for Celeste. This has gone much more smoothly than Byakuya did, which is a relief. I was skipping, didn't see what he gave us. Let's double check here. I think it must have been a non-senzu bean. Let's give Mom's Warm Milk to heal everyone up. We still have 2 days from the Monokuma, so make sure you're working on the Monokuma if you haven't already completed it. Otherwise, move everyone from room to room and keep searching. And again, this is our last day of Celeste, so even though we're already saving before, every time we meet with her, if you have not gotten the Trigger Happy Heart event, and I'm going to make a new save here, if you have not gotten the Trigger Happy Heart event to trigger, you need to save, or reload the save until it does. So again, you'll fire affirmation at Stand By My Side, or look for all the food here is really good. For breakfast, Japanese style is best. Or if you need the Trigger Happy Heart event, you'll have to reload until it shows up. For breakfast, Japanese style is best, and that's going to bring us to 10 hearts with Celeste. And that'll bring us to day 19. If I remember correctly, the next 2 classmates have perfect rooms, so this will go by significantly faster. I think we're approaching an hour. We just hit an hour, actually. It's gone a little bit slower than I intended, but the ones where you have to save load are going to take a little bit longer. This is the last day to search for Monokuma items, so make sure you have made the Monokuma, or you are working on the items you need. We're going to make 2 more Mom's Warm Milk, and then we'll probably go search in the kitchen one more time just to get our milk topped off so we have enough Mom's Warm Milk for the rest of our playthrough. But make sure you get the Monokuma. I recommend going and making a save in the handbook if you really need to, so that you can reload if you don't get the items you need to make the Monokuma. Because, again, warning, if you don't get the trip tickets, you can't continue to hang out with your classmates to get their school mode endings, and it'll screw everything up. So, for us, we're going to make our final run in the gym here. And then we'll go and make 1 run into the kitchen, and then we'll start working on our stat up items. For today, we're going to start working on Chihiro. Chihiro does have a perfect room, thankfully. So, you can use the headshot to get to them, but I recommend checking your Monokuma before you do, and it's not really worth using the headshot. Chihiro is right next to you anyways. But Celeste should pop up into the 10 spot there. So we're going to run over to Chihiro. We're going to save, because I always save before our first one. And we'll make a new save. I know that's probably annoying some of you who like to keep your saves more compact, but it doesn't bother me at all. I prefer to have multiple to jump back to if we do screw something up. So we'll go ahead and chat with Chihiro on the off chance. Sorry about that, getting ahead of myself. We're going to use a trip ticket, and we're going to go to the library, which is a perfect room. If the Trigger Happy Heart event pops up, it is fire negation at Think I'm Awful, but the 3 phrases we are looking for are It's So Quiet Here, I Love Reading, and Do You Come to the Library a Lot? And that'll get us our first heart with Chihiro and move us on to day 20. Gonna take a drink here. Apologies if you heard that. Day 20, we're gonna have to turn in our Monokuma here, so make sure you can make it. If you cannot, reload an earlier save so that you can get the materials you need. But once you have a 1 in the owned column, hit B to back out. And we'll get a new Monokuma. Again, your Monokuma will be different than mine, more than likely, so not really going to help to follow along with me. The good news is we've already done a ton of searching, so we need 10 secret books of poems, and we have more than enough materials to make that, and then we need 20 paint. And we have more than enough material to do that. And that's why we search every room. It builds up our materials, and that way when the next Monokuma shows up, we basically already have it completed. So we're going to go ahead and make the Monokuma right off the bat, and then we're going to move everyone into the kitchen. It's probably better just to do it that way, because we still need probably somewhere between 8 and 10 mom's warm milks for the rest of our playthrough, so we're going to get enough milk. We got more than enough there to be able to make a couple more, and then we're going to go meet with Chihiro. Because Chihiro will save us. I'm not going to stand here and wait. I hope that's the lyrics. I don't remember. That song was popular when I was in, like, high school. Because we have a perfect room, I'm not going to bother saving. We're going to use a trip ticket, head to the library. If you get the THHE, you're going to fire negation at Think I'm Awful. Otherwise, look for It's So Quiet, I Love Reading, or Do You Come to the Library a Lot? It's So Quiet Here will get us to 2 hearts with Chihiro, and we'll move on to day 21, which is another day off. So we'll have 2 free time sessions. And it's so much quicker when you don't have to worry about save or reloading your save. So let's get Chihiro's headshot up. It'll make it a little bit quicker. It's not really effective when they're right next to you. So we'll take Chihiro to the library. Again, fire negation at Think I'm Awful, or It's So Quiet Here, I Love Reading, Do You Come to the Library a Lot? That gets us to 3 hearts, and we'll move us on to the next free time session, and we'll do the same thing. Use a trip ticket, go to the library. Again, for the THHE, fire negation at think I'm awful, otherwise look for it's so quiet here, I love reading, and do you come to the library a lot? And that should get you to 4 hearts with Chihiro and move us on to day 22. I really hope I'm explaining this information enough for you and you're not too annoyed by how much I talk, but I feel like a lot of this information is important for people to grasp what they're doing, which I always appreciate when I can grasp what I'm doing in case something goes wrong and I have to figure it out on my own. Then, you know, I have an idea of what I need to do. We have the Monokuma made. We're gonna run in here, and we have enough to make a bunch of Mom's warm milk. So we're just gonna make 2 more for now. We may not need any more than that. We'll save the rest. With that done, we have done a rotation across every room, and we now have our Monokuma done, all of our tools done, and enough health restore items to get us through the rest of the school mode playthrough. Our remaining 30 some days, or 28 days, or however much we have left. So now we need to start working on our stat up items. As you can see, once we do the run through every room, you may be able to make 1 or 2 of them. If you need to make cleaning maestros, focus on that first. Getting your 2 cleaners up to level 9 should be the priority, and then you can start working on cheat sheets. And all I recommend doing is coming into this consumables tab and seeing which one you need. We need Monokuma photo albums, so we're going to move all of our searchers to the library. Again, if you needed something else, you would move them somewhere else. And we got 14 of them, so we can make, well, we got enough to make 5 of the cheat sheets for Monokuma photo albums now anyways. Again, we're going to go find Chihiro. Use a trip ticket, and we'll go to the library. Fire negation at think I'm awful, or look for it's so quiet here, I love reading, and do you come to the library a lot?
You're right.
That'll get us to 5 hearts with Chihiro, and we'll move on to day 23. Which, again, for day 23, focus on the Monokuma. If more than likely, you should have, or should be in the middle of making a rotation through all 10 classrooms with your entire class, or if not, you can start working on cheat sheets like I have, or cleaning maestros if you need them. We can make 1, and we need pen lights next. So we're going to actually hold on to our cheat sheets and see if anyone levels up. We're not in any hurry to level them up, but we do want to make use of the cheat sheets we have, and we're not wanting for search power. We're very easily able to finish all of our Monokumas, so we're going to try to maximize the cheat sheets and just hold on to them until we see someone has leveled up. So we have 1, we're not going to use it. We need pen lights, which are in the music room. So move everyone over to the music room. Again, since we have the Coke bottle glasses, having people that are at yellow HP search in a 3 HP room is fine. Or at the very least should be. And watch as my entire class passes out. Nope, we're good. Okay. We got 10 pen lights, so that is enough for at least 3 cheat sheets. And we're going to go find Chihiro again. We are going to make a new save here, because this is halfway through Chihiro's hearts. Again, use a trip ticket, go to the library, negation at think I'm awful, or look for it's so quiet here, I love reading, do you come to the library a lot? And that'll get us to 6 hearts, and move us on to day 24. And I do apologize. I know I'm repeating information a lot, especially with searching for materials and for doing the trip tickets, but everyone's doing this a little bit differently than me, so I'm trying to cover everything you may have to do. So again, focus on the Monokuma or search through every room. Once with all of your classmates, and then start working on whatever stat up items you need. We can make 2 more cheat sheets. So we need oil paints and electronic tables. We'll start with the oil paints. But first, we're going to give everyone a warm milk. So let's go ahead and we'll switch over to the art room. And with that done, we'll begin searching for the day. And again, just keep an eye on that ending screen to see if anyone levels up, so you can maximize your cheat sheet usage. It's not that big of a deal, especially once we start accumulating a lot of them. But for the first couple of days, I like to hold on to them. Use a trip ticket and go to the library. Again, fire negation at Think I'm Awful. Or look for It's So Quiet Here, I Love Reading, Do You Come to the Library a lot. We have the Trigger Happy Heart event, so we need to choose the negation truth bullet, so you'll have to use the left bumper to switch bullets. And then fire that at Think I'm Awful. I don't remember which capsule it is off the top of my head. And with that done, we'll get a +1. That should bring you to 7 hearts with Chihiro, and we'll move on to day 25 halfway through. So we did not get enough oil paints to be able to make anything, so everyone's just going to search in that room again. And we'll just continue on. There we go. We got 10 of them and a bunch of people leveled. We have at least 3 cheat sheets, so we'll probably use Byakuya, Taka, Leon, Aoi, Toko, Celeste, Junko, Sakura. They all leveled, so we'll try to remember those so that when we get back we can use our cheat sheets on them. And use the next ones we get on those as well. Find Chihiro, take a trip to the library. And again, fire negation at Think I'm Awful, or It's So Quiet Here, I Love Reading, Do You Come to the Library a Lot. This should get you to 8 hearts with Chihiro, and we're officially halfway through the playthrough. This is actually going to take a little bit longer than I thought. I thought this playthrough would be a bit quicker. So we have some cheat sheets to use, so we're going to use them. Taka, Byakuya, and Leon, and then all of the other ones that are level 7 we can apply a cheat sheet to next when we start to make them. So we need some electronic tables, so we need to go, I believe, to the data center. Yep. We'll have everyone search. This is going to get us to 9 hearts with Chihiro. And again, use a trip ticket, go to the library. And I apologize, I did not point out that that was the last day for you to get your Monokuma. By this point, you should have been able to figure that out, honestly, but again, you'll have to reload an earlier save if you did not get the materials you need to make your Monokuma. I apologize for not pointing that out, but by this point in the playthrough, that should have been pretty common knowledge, I think. So we have the Trigger Happy Heart event. We need to fire negation at Think I'm Awful, or you may need It's So Quiet Here, I Love Reading. Do you come to the library a lot? Switch to negation. I can't remember which capsule it was again. I think it was the 5th one. Nope. There it is, negation at Think I'm Awful. That'll get us to 9 hearts with Chihiro and move us on to day 27. Again, when we wake up, you'll have to submit your Monokuma, which you should have already made or been able to make by now, but at the very least, when you wake up, make sure that there is a 1 in the owned column, and then press B. If you do not have the ability to make the Monokuma, you will have to reload a previous save, because we need the trip tickets. So we have a 1 in the owned column. We'll back out. And then we will get a new Monokuma. And again, yours may be different than mine, but we're going to go in and see if we can make it. We need 5 Greek statues. We need 20 stainless steel sheetings. And we need 10 power saws. And as you can see, we're making it right away. It's quite nice. So go ahead and make the Monokuma adult, or whatever you may have. Make it as soon as you can. We're going to go through. We can make 1 cheat sheet, so we're going to do so, and we're going to apply it. We'll just give it to... we'll give it to Aoi. I don't think Kyoko was one of the 5 that we saw level up, so we'll start with Aoi and work to Toko, Sakura, Celeste, and Junko next. We'll also give everyone a mom's warm milk, and then go back and just double check which we need. We need triangle rulers and pen lights. So let's go to the music room next. And then we're going to go meet with someone. Now this is the last day of Chihiro trips. Make sure that you have gotten your Trigger Happy Heart event. Make a save here, so that if you do not get it to trigger, you can reload the save until you do. You need to have that Trigger Happy Heart event at least once through your 10 trip ticket trips. So take Chihiro to the library. Again, if you need THHE, you fire negation at Think I'm Awful, or you can search for It's So Quiet Here, I Love Reading, or Do You Come to the Library a Lot? For us specifically, we didn't even get Do You Come to the Library a Lot. And that will get us to 10 hearts with Chihiro and send us on our way to day 28. We have this is a day off, so we have 2 free time sessions, and we are going to start Hifumi next. Luckily for us, Hifumi also has a perfect room, and that is the dining hall. So we're going to find Hifumi's headshot. We will save outside of Hifumi. And again, perfect room, use a trip ticket, go to the dining hall. If you get the Trigger Happy Heart event, you need to fire affirmation and hand it down from the gods. Otherwise, look for, so what do you like to do at night? Want something to drink, and every meal is important. So we got 1 something to drink, and that'll bring us to 1 heart with Hifumi, and bring us back to our dorm to start the 2nd free time session for the day. You don't really need to save. Again, I recommend saving once in a while, but for people with perfect rooms, it's not really necessary. Again, trigger Happy Heart event is fire affirmation handed down from the gods. Otherwise, look for so what do you like to do at night? Want something to drink, and every meal is important. And that'll get you to 2 hearts with Hifumi, and we'll move on to day 29. Again, Monokuma will be your priority, doing at least one search through every room and then focusing on the stat up items. By now, you should be focusing on the stat up items. So go ahead and see if you can make any of your cheat sheets. We still need a bunch of triangle rulers, and we should have enough health. So let's go into set tasks, and we need to move everyone to the class now. And then just have everyone search. We got enough for 2. We actually might do another run in there. Yeah, we'll see. Again, we'll go meet with Hifumi. Use a trip ticket and head to the dining hall. Fire affirmation handed down from the gods, or so what do you like to do at night? Want something to drink, and every meal is important. You'll get to 3 hearts with Hifumi, and we'll move on to day 30. Nothing really different. Monokuma should be your priority, and by this point you should be looking for stat up items. We're going to go ahead and make a cheat sheet, and we're going to give it to Toko. And then just to be sure, we need Monokuma photo albums. So we're going to move everyone to the library next. We got a good chunk of them. That gives us at least enough to make 4 more cheat sheets. Go spend another session with Hifumi. Sorry about that. I was apologizing for opening the menu, although really we should apologize for forcing you to spend time with Hifumi too. Again, trigger Happy Heart event is fire affirmation handed down from the gods. So what do you like to do at night? Want something to drink, and every meal is important. That'll get you to 4 hearts with Hifumi and move us on to day 31. And things are going a bit smoother now, but I do believe the last classmate we do is an imperfect room, unfortunately. So we got 3 days left. We'll go double check our cheat sheets. We can make 1. We're going to need more triangle rulers, so we'll have to go back. And have everyone search there. That gives us enough for 2 more, which still would like more than that, but once again, we'll take Hifumi to the dining hall. Fire affirmation handed down from the gods. So what do you like to do at night? Want something to drink, and every meal is important. That'll get you to 5 hearts with Hifumi and move us on to day 32. Same as usual, search for Monokumas and start looking for stat up items if you haven't already. We can make one, and we need oil paints and an electronic table. So we will apply the cheat sheet to Celeste. What was it? Oil paints, right? So we'll move everyone to the... Whoops, my bad. Move everyone to the art room. We got Hifumi and Kyoko leveled up. So Kyoko got, I believe, to level 8 on her own. Which is why we didn't use one of our cheat sheets on her. We'll go spend some time with Hifumi. Again, use a trip ticket to the dining hall. You'll fire affirmation handed down from the gods, or... So what do you like to do at night? Want something to drink, and every meal is important. We got the THHE. So we're going to fire affirmation at handed down from the gods. And that'll get us to 6 hearts with Hifumi. And actually, I probably should have made a new save there, but we forgot to do it. No biggie. This gets us to day 33. Day 33 is our last day for the Monokuma. So make sure that you can get the Monokuma made today or tomorrow. Make a save if you really need to, so you can reload if you don't manage to save or make it. But if you've been following along with me, you more than likely were able to make it early on. We need electronic tables, and more than likely... Nope, we're still good to go. Okay, so we'll move everyone into the data center. And that'll get us some electronic tables. And we're going to go spend some more time with Hifumi. Make a new save here. And take Hifumi to the dining hall. Again, fire affirmation handed down from the gods, or so what do you like to do at night? Want something to drink, and every meal is important. That'll get us to 7 hearts with Hifumi and move us on to day 34. We're going to have a new Monokuma, so prioritize making that and return to whatever stat up items you need. By this point, I'd be very shocked if you still need any cleaning maestros, but hey, you know, random. It is a random game, so you might still need them, but more than likely you're on to cheat sheets by now. As you can see there, once you have the one in the owned column, you can press B. Otherwise, if you cannot make it, you'll have to reload an earlier save so that you can complete it and get the trip tickets. And once again, you'll probably get a different Monokuma than I did, so your materials will be a little bit different. We're going to go in first, and we're going to make ourselves a cheat sheet. And we're going to give it to Junko. And now, as you can see, everyone except for Hifumi is at level 8. So our next cheat sheets will go to Hifumi to get him to level 8, and then we'll just start moving them around, more than likely to the people we've recently given cheat sheets to. That allows, for example, Makoto's been at level 8 for a while. If we keep having him search, he might get to level 9 on his own. So, but we're going to give everyone a mom's warm milk to heal them up. And now let's go check on the Monokuma. We need 10 pie calculators. We need 10 motors. 30 binary converters. And 20 program codes. And as you can see, we can immediately make this Monokuma because we've been searching around enough that we've built up the materials to do that. So go ahead, make your Monokuma if you can, and we're going to return to making cheat sheets. We need triangle rulers and pen lights. So let's go ahead and we'll just move everyone to the pen lights since we're right next to the music room. That is faster. We'll go spend some time with Hifumi because we got some more trip tickets. We'll bring him to the dining hall, and again, affirmation, handed down from the gods, or so what do you like to do at night, want something to drink, and every meal is important. That'll get you to 8 hearts with Hifumi, and we'll move on to day 35, which is another off day, which means we have 2 free time sessions, and we will use those to get to Hifumi to level 10. Remember that if you don't have the Trigger Happy Heart event yet, you do need to make sure you get it with that 10th one. So, we're going to go ahead and go meet with Hifumi. This will get us to 9 hearts, so use a trip ticket to the dining hall. Affirmation, handed down from the gods, or so what do you like to do at night, want something to drink and every meal is important. We got the Trigger Happy Heart event, so again, we will fire affirmation at handed down from the gods. There we go. That'll get us to 9 hearts. And it'll send us back to our dorm room to prepare for the second free time session, which again is our final Hifumi trip. So if you have not triggered the Trigger Happy Heart event with Hifumi, you are going to make a save and you will reload it until the Trigger Happy Heart event triggers. Let's go ahead, make a save. You should make a save regardless. And then use a trip ticket to take him to the dining hall. Again, fire affirmation handed down from the gods if you got the Trigger Happy Heart event. Otherwise, if you don't need it, you can just use the dialogue. If you do need the THHE, reload your save until you get it. Otherwise, so what do you like to do at night? Want something to drink, and every meal is important. And that'll bring us to 10 hearts with Hifumi and to day 36. Again, Monokuma, most important, and then working on whatever stat up items you need. We still need some triangle rulers, so we're going to move everyone into the classroom now. And with that done, we'll get everyone searching and pray that we get a lot of them. That is not enough. Sigh. Not getting a lot of good luck with our triangle rulers today. We are starting to hang out with Junko today. Unfortunately, Junko does not have a perfect room. And she is right to your right, so, you know, doing the headshot teleport isn't really worth it. But we're going to make a new save and start working our way through Junko. Junko, again, does not have a perfect room, but we're going to be taking her to the dining hall. Primarily, if someone doesn't have a perfect room, but they have like 3 or 4 that have 2 good statements, I choose the highest up on the list for convenience, and most of them, that's the dining hall. So That's why we end up going to the dining hall a lot. If you get the THHE, it is fire negation at Makoto's been spending so much time with me. Otherwise, we need to look for let's make lunch and go eat somewhere, and is it hard being a model? So there we got it. So we'll get our first heart with Junko and move on to day 37. So I don't know if I've mentioned this by this point, but you should be using your cheat sheets to get all of your classmates up to mining level 8. However, you don't need to use them. And I'll just show you here. You don't need to use them on your cleaners. Your cleaners are never going to mine. They are fine at level 2. We're going to use this one we got on Hifumi here. And then we need to keep working again on the Monokuma. That should be your priority. And then working on the cheat sheets. Our next one is a Monokuma photo album. So we're going to go back to the library here. And with that set, we'll start everyone searching. And hope we get a bunch of them. We only got 4. That is not very much. Excuse me. But as you can see there, Makoto went up to level 9 on his own. Sayaka went up to level 9. And Mondo went up to level 9. We didn't have to give them a cheat sheet. Which is why we tried to optimize, you know, where we're giving the cheat sheets to. So again, we'll move on. We're going to do some hanging out with Junko again. Unfortunately, since we don't have a perfect room, we have to make a new save every time. Use a trip ticket to the dining hall. Again, fire negation at Makoto's been spending too much time with me. If you get the THHE, otherwise let's make lunch and go eat somewhere, or is it hard being a model? That worked for us, so we're going to get to 2 hearts with Junko and move on to day 38. For day 38, it is largely the same that we have been doing. Monokuma should be your priority, and whatever stat up items you need after that. We can make one more cheat sheet, but and we will give it to Hifumi to get him up to level 8. And then we only need to make, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more maximum. So we're going to keep working on that. We'll go back to the classroom. In fact, actually, before I say that, we have 3 days left for our next Monokuma. So cancel that. We're going to move half of our class into one of the rooms we haven't been touching. And we're going to move the other half into another room we haven't been touching. So if you've been focusing on cheat sheets, then we're going to be focusing on the 5 rooms we haven't been searching, and vice versa. Although by now you're cleaning Maestros, you shouldn't need to make any more of those. We're doing this because we want to make sure our materials are built up so that final Monokuma can be made right away. So we're going to do half of our class searching in a room for the next 2 or 3 days so that we can build up our materials in each of the rooms again. So again, we're going to spend some time with Junko. Actually, before you go any further, I haven't been having you do this. Just go and make sure with Monokuma that your classmates have gotten 10 hearts. Again, if you've been following along with me, you should, but it's always good to double check. We'll save before we talk to Junko. And we'll head to the dining hall. Again, trigger happy heart event is negation at Makoto's been spending so much time with me, or we need to find let's make lunch and go eat somewhere, or is it hard being a model? Unfortunately, none of those are in the dialogue on our screen, so we're going to have to load. Haven't had to do this for a while. And hopefully you don't have to do it near as much as I have, but everyone has different luck. Again, negation. Makoto's been spending so much time with me. Let's make lunch and go eat somewhere. Is it hard being a model?
Seriously?
Or we load. Hooray! Use a trip ticket. Go to the dining hall. Third time's the charm. Negation at Makoto's been spending so much time with me. Let's make lunch and go eat somewhere. Is it hard being a model? There it is.
No way.
That'll get us to 3 hearts with Junko and move us on to day 39. Again, the Monokuma should be your priority. And then whatever stat up items you need, and rounding out some materials. If you've kept track of that, don't worry about it too much. If you haven't been keeping track, it's not that big of a deal. We have the search power to finish our Monokumas mostly from scratch, honestly. If we had 0 materials, we probably have the firepower to get everything we need in the 6 or 7 days we have to do it. So obviously, if you can make the Monokuma, go ahead and do it. And we're going to start focusing on the other rooms we haven't done. So, the nurse's office. And the garden, I believe. Because we need the, yeah. So we'll go ahead and do that. Go meet with someone, and again, we're going to meet with Junko. Trip ticket to the dining hall. Again, negation at Makoto's been spending so much time with me, or look for let's make lunch and go eat somewhere, or is it hard being a model? However you get there, that'll bring you to 4 hearts with Junko and move you to day 40. And we got some cleaning maestros. Thanks. If you really want to, you can use them on like Kifumi, who is our backup cleaner, but it's not really worth it. We are, however, going to need to heal everyone, so let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to move everyone to the gym to do one final group search in there. And, and then the final Monokuma will become a cakewalk now that we've done this. Again, we're going to go meet with Junko. This was the final day for your Monokuma. Again, I know I didn't point it out, but by this point, you know, you should have it done. If you don't, you'll have to reload a previous save, yada yada yada. This is going to get us to our 5th heart with Junko. Again, negation at Makoto's been spending so much time with me, or look for let's make lunch and go eat somewhere / is it hard being a model. That'll get you to 5 hearts, and we'll move on to day 41. We will turn in our Monokuma. Again, if you cannot By some miracle, you don't have the materials to do that. You'll have to reload an earlier save because we need the trip tickets. Once you have one in the owned column, you can press B to back out. You'll get your trip tickets, and then you'll be given your final Monokuma. Again, I don't know if this one's different, but you'll probably have to search for different things than I do. And we need to make 10 Greek statues. 20 microchips. 30 secret books of poems, and unfortunately we are going to have to search through one room because we can only have 99 of an item, and 50 paint requires 100 of an item. So we're going to have to go visit the art room. So we'll have to visit the art room. Let's take a look here. We do need oil paints for our cheat sheets, so the art room is not that big of a deal. So let's send everyone there. We'll just start off from there. But before we go any further, we did get a spirit bomb. We might as well give that to someone. Can't hurt. And then we'll start searching for the day. We got 86 watercolor paints. I think that's more than enough. We also got 22 oil paints. So we could make 7 more cheat sheets just from that room search. Obviously, we will continue hanging out with Junko. Go ahead and save. I'm going to save in a new slot here just so we have backups to go back to. And we're going to use a trip ticket to go to the dining hall. Again, fire negation at Makoto's been spending so much time with me, or look for let's make lunch and go eat somewhere, or is it hard being a model? Unfortunately, we do not have either of those. So you know, I can get like 3 or 4 per person, but what we went through with Byakuya to start was very rude. So again, negation at Makoto's been spending too much time with me, or so much time with me, or let's make lunch and go eat somewhere, or is it hard being a model? And that'll get us to 6 hearts with Junko and move us to day 42. Again, this is our day off, so we'll have 2 free time sessions to go hang out with Junko. We're gonna save, and then we'll use a trip ticket to the dining hall. Negation at Makoto's been spending so much time with me, or let's make a lunch and go eat somewhere, / is it hard being a model? That'll get you to 7 hearts, move you back to their dorm room to prepare for free time number 2. Again, trip ticket to the dining hall. Negation at Makota's been spending so much time with me. Let's make lunch and go eat somewhere. Is it hard being a model? Unfortunately, we got the bad version, so we'll have to load our save. Trip ticket to the dining hall. Negation at Makota's been spending so much time with me. Let's make lunch and go eat somewhere, or is it hard being a model? We've gotten the THHE, so we're going to fire negation, so we'll have to use left bumper to choose that bullet. At Makoto's been spending so much time with me. Kind of interesting dialogue since you know what happened in the story and what's actually up with Junko. For whatever reason, we're finding negation at Makoto's been spending time with me. No, it's not. Logic seems a little weird there, but that'll get you to 8 hearts with Junko and move us to day 43. Again, the priority should be the Monokuma and then working on whatever items you still have. We are on day 43. Again, you only have a few more days to make your stat up items, so optimize your searching. Make your Monokuma if you can. We're going to focus on triangle rulers next. So we'll just go to the class. We're going to go meet with Junko. This will be for the 9th heart. Trip ticket to the dining hall. Negation at Makoto's been spending so much time with me, or let's make a lunch and go eat somewhere, / is it hard being a model? That'll get you to 9 hearts and move us on to day 44. For day 44, nothing is different. Focus on the Monokuma and then focus on your stat up tools, or excuse me, your stat up consumables if you still have the ability to make them. Still have a couple of days to search for them, so you should still be able to make at least one more of whatever you're working on. We need Monokuma photo albums and electronic tables. So we're going to move to the library next. That'll get us our photo albums. Didn't get very many of them, unfortunately, but that's how it works. This is our last day for Junko, so again, if you have not received the Trigger Happy Heart event with her, you're going to make your save and you are going to reload it until that Trigger Happy Heart event does trigger. If you already got it, then all you need to do is try to get one of the +1 dialogue options. So, again, fire negation at Makoto's been spending so much time with me. Otherwise, look for let's make lunch and go eat somewhere. Or is it hard being a model? And that will get us to 10 hearts with Junko. And that is the last free time session we need to hang out with someone. So, we are going to do a couple of things with our free time sessions. So, I'll direct you as to how we're going to handle them for the rest of our school mode playthrough, but we don't need to hang out with anyone anymore. So, day 45. Again, Monokuma should be your priority. Otherwise, we're going to work on these other stat items. So we're going to go make some electronic tables, which means we need to go to the data center, or find some electronic tables. Excuse me. It's just frustrating that we got 22 of, you know, the oil paints and 20 of the triangle rulers, but then we only got 6 of the one we were just working on, the Monokuma photo album. So once you have everyone, we'll start searching for the day. See, we got 16 electronic tables. So rude. We are going to go meet with someone just so that we get out into the lobby here, because we're going to go to Monokuma and we're just going to double check that everything worked properly. All 5 of these classmates, Byakuya, Celeste, Chihiro, Hifumi, and Junko, should be at 10 hearts and in their little squarish box there. If all 5 of them are up there, then you are good to go. You can just run back to your dorm room and continue on. That'll bring us to day 46. Again, Monokuma should be the priority. Otherwise, focus on whatever stat-up items you can make. We're going to make 2 of them. And we're actually going to spend these last 2 days splitting our group up between the library and the music room to try to get more pen lights and Monokuma photo albums. So first we're going to go in and use our cheat sheets. Hifumi was one of the last that leveled up, as well as Kyoko. So we're going to give them to those 2. And then we're going to use some of Mom's warm milk to heal us up. And then, as I said, we're going to switch everyone up. So we'll just move everyone here into the music room, and everyone else will go to the library. But I think I'm going to move... Well, how many do I have? Yeah, we're going to move... We'll do that. That should give us enough to make at least 2 more cheat sheets. Hopefully. We're going to go meet with someone. Actually, I apologize. We didn't need to. That's force of habit. If you do that, just run forward to your dorm room door and interact with it. I apologize for wasting your time. Nothing we needed to do today. Today is day 47. This is the last day to search for your stat-up materials. As I said, day 48 is the last day you can use your consumables. So this is the last day to search for stat-up items. So again, we're going to make 2 more of them. And we're going to keep everyone as we have been. We might move 1 person to the data center to try to get an electronic table. And we will then make Junko and Celeste up to level 9. And Sakura said she was feeling really good. So we're going to move her to the data center. If everything goes well, we may be able to make 2 more cheat sheets before the end of our run. Again, Monokuma should be your priority, but keep in mind how many of the stat-up items you can make. Unfortunately, I don't think we got what we needed, but it's not that big of a deal. And I did it again. I apologize. You don't need to meet with anyone. That is my bad. That really is just a force of habit. We've been doing it nonstop, and I'm not thinking. We're trying to get this recording done here. So we're on to day 48. Again, this is the last day for your Monokuma that you can search. So make a save so that you can guarantee that you make your Monokuma. Go ahead and make whatever stat up items you can, and make sure you use all of them. You can't take your tools with you, so you might as well use whatever you have. Again, search for Monokuma stuff. We never finished making our paint, so we're just going to do that, and now we can make our Monokuma. And it doesn't really matter what you have anyone do today. You can have them search wherever you want. It doesn't matter if you already have your Monokuma done. Obviously, if you need the Monokuma stuff, search wherever the materials you still need are. But might as well have them all work. It'll give them a little bit of XP if they still need it. For day 48, we're going to go meet with someone. Once we get here, you are going to make a save. Again, turn to your left. Double check that Monokuma has 10 hearts for everyone. And then you can run to your dorm room. We're making this save, and make sure you do not overwrite this until all of your classmates' school mode endings have triggered. Once you have all 5 of the school mode endings, the save is useless. But on the off chance that you go to the ending of the school mode playthrough and 1 or more of your classmates' school mode endings don't trigger, that means you didn't get the Trigger Happy Heart event. And you'll have to reload this day 48 save, and you can try to get it again. You'll have 5 free time sessions, including this one that we're in, and then 2 on day 49 and 2 on day 50 to try to get the Trigger Happy Heart event should you get to the end of this playthrough and someone's school mode ending doesn't trigger. Assuming you have 10 hearts with that person, that means that the Trigger Happy Heart event did not trigger, and you'll have to reload the save to trigger it. So once you have that save point, you can just run to your dorm room and skip ahead. And we will have to turn in the Monokuma. Again, if you have not made the Monokuma, you will have to reload your save. This is more vital than any of the other ones. This is where we're going to get our 200 coins for completing the Monokuma. So you must get this Monokuma done. Reload your save if you can. Otherwise, once you have one in the owned column, press B to back out. And again, Usami, however you pronounce it, you'll get 200 coins. And as you can see, if you've been following along with me, that'll get you the achievement for unlocking 999 or collecting 999 mono coins. That should be achievement number 32. You'll get some trip tickets, but they don't matter at that point. And now we have our weekly days off. Go ahead and spend some time alone. That will skip both. We'll have to skip both free time sessions today and both for tomorrow. So again, spend some time alone and spend some time alone. And that'll get you to the end of day 50 and on to day 51 where your school mode endings will trigger. Again, the final scenes will happen, but this time, instead of automatically being brought into a conversation with Aoi like we were, you'll be standing in the gym and the 5 people that you courted with your trip tickets will be standing there for you to talk to. If one of the 5 isn't there, and move your camera left and right because they're not all on the center of the screen. If one of the 5 or more of them isn't there, reload day 48, and you'll have to get the Trigger Happy Heart event for those classmates, or double check that you had 10 hearts with them. But if you have all 5 of them standing here in the gym with you, then we're going to get their endings, and we're going to follow the same order that we hung out with them. So I guess this is going to be significantly shorter than our first playthrough, but 2 hours is still a little bit longer than I was thinking this would take. I guess having to talk about everything I'm doing adds a little bit of time. And the power of friendship saves the day. And then, as you can see, some people are standing in the gym. And again, you might want to move left and right to make sure all 5 are there. We're going to start with Byakuya. Once the dialogue pops up, you're going to say, I'm just another normal person. Because who doesn't love to degrade themselves? And once you're done with Byakuya, you'll get his underpants. Hooray. And then you'll want to choose yes. Next, we're going to pick Celeste. Once you get the chance, the dialogue option for her is a European castle. And then again, you'll get her undergarments and choose yes again to speak to someone else. I don't know if choosing no automatically locks you out, but just be careful that you choose yes. This time we're going to pick Chihiro, who's basically dwarfed by Hifumi here. We're going to choose just let yourself get immersed in it, which is unfortunate given what I've just said about Hifumi. I apologize for that. That set that comment up way too well. And again, once you're done with the dialogue, you'll get their undergarments. And hit yes to choose someone else. This time we're going to pick Hifumi. And you're going to pick, I'll join you as your friend. After the dialogue is over, again, you will choose yes. And get his undergarments, of course. So choose yes, and we're going to talk to Junko and get her ending. And once it pops up, you're going to choose, didn't you want to search for a new dream? And you'll get her undergarments and automatically move on to the end of your second school mode playthrough. As long as you got all 5 of the school mode endings and all of their undergarments, your save previous in this playthrough do not matter, so feel free to save wherever you want. And we're back to the main menu, and that's going to be the end of our second run through here. Our third one is going to have some miscellaneous things we're going to take care of before we start our third playthrough, so the next portion recording will be a little bit longer, probably. Some things will go a little bit more smoothly than they did on our second playthrough, but overall we'll probably be spending about the same amount of time, if not more, on our third run as well, because I think we're at about 2 hours and 15 minutes here, pretty close. So That's the end of our second playthrough. The third playthrough will be our final full playthrough. As I said, our fourth one only has 3 classmates we have to worry about, so it will go significantly faster. And then we'll have our 1000 Gs. So if you have any questions or comments for me, as always, you can reach out to me and I'll do my best to answer them. But if not, I will see you guys next time.